No, did he already tell you? Yeah. Okay. I'm so sorry to be lost.
This is 17-year-old Elizabeth Baldonado. A few hours ago, her boyfriend was found mysteriously shot dead in a back alley.
She's bad. Yeah, she wants to hurt the person that did it. She's bad.
Tragically, Elizabeth is also pregnant with their child. Her mother, Ortiz Chavez, is trying to comfort her daughter. What Elizabeth doesn't know yet is that her mother is hiding a dark secret that will ruin the family's life.
Your mom's car is on video leaving the homicide.
You seriously think that they did it?
Yes.
My mom loved that child.
As detectives work the case, more and more clues start pointing towards Elizabeth's family. And as she learns that her own family are now suspected killers, all she can do is deny the accusations, while her mother sacrifices her own children to hide what she's done.
All right, then. Do you want to talk?
It's a quiet Friday morning in downtown Albuquerque. A 16-year-old boy walks alone through a back alley on his way to work, unaware that a killer is waiting for him inside one of the parked cars. Then, a single gunshot rings out, striking the teenager in the head and killing him instantly, while the shooter disappears from the scene. Within minutes, multiple 911 calls start flooding in reporting the gunfire. Patrol units quickly respond to the area, and as officers turn down the alley, they're met with a grim scene. Lying on the pavement is a teenage boy, motionless, with blood pooling beneath his head. The victim shows no signs of life and appears to have a gunshot wound visible just above his temple. Whatever happened in this alley happened fast, and whoever pulled the trigger is already gone. Officers call it in and begin securing the perimeter. With no weapon in sight and no ID on the body, they now need to figure out who he is and why he ended up here. Backup units soon arrive and start canvassing the area, looking for anyone who might have heard or seen what happened. And before long, 2 witnesses come forward, claiming they saw something strange right after the gunshot.
Did you hear anything? I didn't hear anything, but I saw people running. One of them is a light-skinned male. He turns around, runs back to the alley, and takes off down the street.
I just saw strange cars that aren't usually here. I've just been circling and I noticed some weird activity, and I just had this gut-wrenching feeling that someone was about to get shot because there were just weird people back here. And I saw this kid, this guy right here who shot, he was over here talking to some girl. And last minute I saw him there, I turned the corner and I heard a gunshot when I was on this side of the road. So then I came back over here, the car was down.
You heard one shot?
Just one.
According to witnesses, a single gunshot was fired, followed by a group of teenagers scrambling in every direction. One of them was seen jumping into a car with a girl before speeding away. The information is vague, but it gives police a starting point. Detectives soon arrive at the scene and launch a formal homicide investigation. While examining the body, they notice something odd about the victim. He's still wearing an apron, the kind used by restaurant staff, suggesting he might have worked nearby. That small detail sends them straight across the street to the only restaurant in sight, Lindy's Diner. Inside, the owners immediately recognize the victim. His name is Josue J. Ruiz, 16 years old, a dishwasher who'd only started a few weeks earlier. They tell police Jay's grandfather is a regular customer, and officers are able to call him and ask him to come down to the scene. When Jay's grandfather arrives, detectives have to break the tragic news to him. But what he tells them about Jay's life will start to hint at darker things he may have been involved in.
So I don't know if anybody's told you this, and I was trying to see if you were obviously Josue. Is that how you say it? Yeah. Josue's passed on. So that's what we're here for. Is we're here to try to figure out what happened and try to do the best we can by Josue. He's your grandson, is that correct? Okay.
He was involved with something, but I could never get the truth from him. I could never get the truth. There's one friend that he was involved with that, I really didn't approve of. I was just getting ready to move them out, take them somewhere else where they can have a job or whatever.
Right.
I was like, God.
Although the news clearly breaks him, he takes it with quiet strength, telling detectives that his grandson had been involved in something lately that might be what got him killed. And as the conversation continues, he mentions one more heartbreaking detail. Jay wasn't just a teenager with secrets. He was about to become a father.
He has his girlfriend over there at my apartment. And,
His girlfriend's at your apartment right now?
Yeah, he called me this morning and told me, hey, you're going to be a great grandpa, is what he told me.
No kidding. Who's his girlfriend?
Elizabeth, I think it's motherdaughter.
She's at your apartment
Right now, yeah.
The revelation only adds to the tragedy. Jay's girlfriend, 17-year-old Elizabeth Baldonado, is pregnant with his child and has no idea that he's gone. Investigators plan to speak with her later, but for now they allow Jay's grandfather to leave the scene and deliver the news himself, telling her that detectives will be in touch soon. If anyone can explain what Jay had been caught up in, it's her. About an hour later, the homicide case is officially assigned to Detective Anna Bruciaga as the lead investigator. After reviewing the initial reports and witness statements, she begins canvassing the area for any surveillance footage that might reveal what happened. It doesn't take long before officers locate a camera mounted outside a nearby school, angled directly towards the alley where the shooting took place. When they sit down to review the footage, they finally get their first visual clue of Jay's killers.
So these are all the cameras that are running in two systems, the digital and the analog. The analog sucks, so just a fair warning.
Perfect.
This faces the alleyway. Once the shot happens, the people loading the vehicle will react. So it's the individual box of the vehicle somewhere right here.
Yeah, so he just walked to the passenger side.
And they react.
It almost looks like a Toyota.
On screen, a gold Toyota sedan can be seen racing away seconds after the gunshot. And through the tinted glass, detectives can barely make out what appears to be two figures inside the vehicle, meaning there are at least two suspects on the loose. A couple of hours later, detectives arrive at the apartment where Jay's girlfriend, Elizabeth, is staying. They believe she might help them understand what Jay had been caught up in, but they have no idea that they'll soon come face to face with one of Jay's killers, someone far closer to him than anyone imagined.
Do you mind if we come in here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry for your loss. I know that obviously he was possibly having some issues with some people, right? Can you tell me about that?
He doesn't really tell me much about that stuff.
So let's start with today. What did you guys do today?
He took a shower at like 8 o'clock. He was getting ready to go to work at 10. I was making appointments today because we found out that I'm pregnant. Well, he was texting me still until at least around 12 o'clock. And then he stopped answering me for a few hours.
The timeline Elizabeth provides lines up with the shooting. Around 11:20 a.m. is when Jay stopped responding to her messages, the same time investigators believe he was killed. Beyond that, Elizabeth doesn't offer much, saying Jay often kept to himself and never told her what he was doing. To detectives, it sounds like Jay might have gotten himself involved in something he didn't want anyone else to know about. Maybe a deal that went wrong or a confrontation that escalated. Whatever it was, it's likely what got him killed. Or at least, that's what it seems at first. Because Elizabeth isn't telling the full story. Not yet. And the next thing she remembers won't just give detectives a new lead. It'll start turning suspicion towards Elizabeth and her own family.
A little bit from what I gathered from Grandpa is that he feels that he was up to no good lately. Can you tell me about that?
This morning, him and my brother were supposed to box it out because this has nothing to do with this at all. My brother and him just don't get along. They bump heads very much. But my brother would never do this. He knows how I feel about Jade.
And which brother?
My younger brother,
Your younger brother? What's his name?
Angelo.
Is tell me a little bit about why they were gonna box it out.
Me and Jay, we were arguing about something. I don't remember what, but we started getting really loud, and my brother got tired of it, so he came in and told him to stop yelling at me, and then they just started fighting.
Physically fighting?
No.
So did they text each other that they were gonna fight?
No. Jay called me and told my mom that he wanted to box it out with my brother.
According to Elizabeth, her brother Angelo was supposed to box it out with her boyfriend Jay that morning. A teenage fight meant to settle whatever tension had been building between them. Although the fight never happened and Elizabeth insists it has nothing to do with the homicide, it suggests the conflict could have been personal. Investigators will now have to follow up on this and look into Angelo's involvement before ruling him out. But before the conversation can continue any further with Elizabeth, Jay's family arrives at the apartment. Word of the shooting has already reached them, but they still haven't received an official confirmation from police. Detective Anna Bruciaga has no choice but to break the tragic news to Jay's mother, a moment that no amount of experience could ever prepare anyone for.
Can you tell us what's going on?
Yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, I'm so sorry for your loss. Okay. Right now, I don't have much other than officers were dispatched to the alleyway in reference to who said being okay.
What happened?
No, that's why so we just got called out. That's why I'm trying to interview as many people as I can. That's why I headed here first, and then I was headed your way because I do have some questions. But as of right now, I don't. Okay. I really...
Thank you.
I'm just here.
With the devastating news delivered, Detective Anna Bruciaga tries to gather any insight from Jay's family, but they don't seem to have any. Even his mother can't imagine who would want to hurt him, leaving detectives with no clear leads or motives to work with. As investigators collect Jay's phone and prepare to leave, another woman walks into the apartment, Ortiz Chavez, looking to comfort her daughter. Detective Bruciaga sits down with her to collect some basic information. A casual conversation at first, until Chavez mentions a small detail that catches the detective's attention and quietly puts her on the radar.
What kind of car do you drive?
I drive a
Toyota?
Yeah, it's like a gold. Yeah, it's gold. Stalled down on me, I just looked there, whatever.
And you said you just purchased it?
Yeah.
Do you have a plate on it?
Yeah. No, I don't. They took our sticker off
The tube tag?
they took it off the car.
Where you said it's
Yeah, so earlier this morning it broke down on her and then she just left it there.
As Chavez describes her vehicle, Detective Bruciaga immediately recognizes the description. A gold Toyota sedan, similar to the one caught on surveillance footage speeding away just seconds after the shooting. The connection is hard to ignore. Bruciaga notes the details but decides it's too early to jump to conclusions. Wanting to verify it as quickly as possible, she wraps up the initial interview with the family and heads out with officers to the spot where Chavez abandoned her car that morning. When they arrive, the car is nowhere to be found, and Bruciaga starts suspecting Chavez might be hiding something. About 40 minutes later, investigators return to the apartment to interview Chavez privately. And that's when things start to get interesting. By now, it's only been a few hours since Jay was killed, and most detectives would still be collecting statements. But Bruciaga's instincts tell her there's no time to waste. So she sits down with Chavez and makes a bold accusation.
So here's the thing, okay? So I believe your car was used in today's homicide. Okay?
You're lying to me.
No, I am not.
So you stole my car.
Hey everyone, welcome back to EWU Bodycam. Tonight we're diving into a topic that's been quietly creeping into headlines, security footage, and maybe even your own neighborhood, theft. From bustling cities to peaceful suburbs, the number of break-ins, car thefts, and robberies across America is rising faster than most people realize. Now, theft has always existed. That's nothing new. But what's happening in 2025 feels different. We're not just talking about isolated incidents or the occasional stolen bike. We're talking about organized groups, smarter methods, everyday people suddenly realizing, wait a second, it could happen to me. Across the country, reports of property crime are climbing. In California, police departments have noted spikes in car break-ins. In New York and Chicago, small business owners are reporting stolen goods, smashed windows, and empty shelves. Even in small towns, the kind where people used to leave their doors unlocked, residents say they're sleeping less soundly. The data backs it up. According to FBI estimates and local law enforcement reports, thefts, from shoplifting to home burglaries, have increased by nearly double digits in some states since 2022. And experts say it's not just about bad guys, it's about circumstances, a mix of economics, technology, and plain opportunity. Gone are the days when a thief was someone in a black hoodie sneaking around at midnight. Today, theft looks smarter. Criminals are using technology, Wi-Fi jammers, GPS trackers, and even social media to plan their crimes. And here's the scariest part. Sometimes they know more about you than you think. Think about it. How often do we post when we're out on vacation? How often do we leave packages sitting on our porch? For modern thieves, that's not just coincidence, that's opportunity. Every neighborhood has that one house with a Ring camera or motion sensor lights, but thieves are learning how to get around them. Some carry devices that block camera signals. Others wear masks that confuse AI-based systems. In short, the tech meant to protect us is now being challenged by smarter criminals. Car theft has become its own epidemic. With push-button starts and keyless entry systems, stealing a car no longer requires smashing a window or hot wiring. Hackers can clone a digital key in under a minute. In 2024, cities like Detroit, Atlanta, and Los Angeles reported a surge in car thefts, especially of certain models that are easy to exploit. TikTok trends even fueled it. Yes, people literally turned car theft into a viral challenge. That's the reality we're living in. Crime is no longer just a back alley issue. It's gone digital, viral, and mainstream. When crime rises, everyone looks for someone to blame. But the truth is, it's complicated. Experts point to a few big factors: inflation, rising rent, job insecurity. When people struggle to survive, desperation can push some to steal. Police in many cities have linked theft spikes to unemployment and cost of living increase. In some states, laws changed during the pandemic to reduce jail overcrowding. Certain petty thefts are now treated like misdemeanors, small fines, quick releases. But critics argue that's made criminals bolder. They know they might walk free within hours. Someone steals electronics, luxury clothes, or even baby formula. They don't have to sell it in dark alleys anymore. They list it online, on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, or lesser-known platforms. And just like that, stolen goods turn into a single organized group can steal thousands of dollars worth of goods and sell them within hours. No questions asked. And police, they're struggling to keep you behind. Every statistic is a story. A small business owner in Chicago whose store was broken into 3 times in a month. A family in Texas who woke up to find their car and their toddler's car seat gone. An elderly couple in Oregon who lost their jewelry and decades of memories in one night. These stories don't always make national headlines, but they tell the real story of what's happening across the United States. A quiet erosion of trust and safety. When theft becomes normal, when people stop being surprised by it, that's when society changes. Neighbors walking, businesses install bars on windows, and start locking themselves down, both physically and emotionally.